YouTube was good. It's your boy Desi Lux. We back at it again. We on the grind. We actually live stream right now on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Desi Lux, man. Y'all know what to do, man. Today, we about to tap in because I seen this on Twitter that they bringing back college basketball. I just seen, that's all I seen. So we got a video from a dog, Eric Mayweather. He's going to be talking about it. I'm hyped because, man, I just need something outside of 2K. I'm so sick of 2K. I'm tired of 2K. I don't play 2K no more. They broke my heart too many times. And I need another basketball game because basketball is my favorite sport. And I cannot play 2K no more. I just can't. So I'm excited to get these. I'm gonna be one of those who gives these games like a real chance. I'm gonna be really playing these. I remember back in the day, people was hating on NBA Live for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like when 18, 19 came out, those were actually not bad. They could have been better, but they're not bad. You know what I'm saying? So man, without further ado, we're finna get into this video. My dog Nate said we need NBA Street. Man, NBA Street was, oh man, don't even get me started, bro. But I ain't finna talk too much, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know any other videos you want. You know what I'm saying? In the comments or on social medias, I read everything. But let's get into this.
We just got some of the best news in sports video game history. College basketball games are officially returning. This news came out of nowhere. No one was truly expecting it, at least not right now. I mean, we're in the middle of college football 26 season. We've got tons of news dropping. We've got gameplay videos that I got to get out later today. I've been grinding other videos for you guys that's coming out later this week. And then in the middle of all that, EA says, hey, guess what? College basketball games are coming back. What is going on? Now, I know that I mainly just cover football games on this channel, but for a game this big and for how passionate I know a lot of my watchers are for college sports, we're gonna have to cover this game going forward. So, you know, if you're not a basketball fan, maybe just ignore these videos, but we're gonna have to follow the development of the first college basketball game in over 15 years. The reason all of these college games initially went away was because EA got sued over their college basketball game back in like 2009. So to see this now finally come full circle and this is now going to be coming back in a few years, it's an amazing story. This is what EA Sports tweeted this morning. They said, bring the madness. Let's run it back. College basketball, it's in the game. And everybody's freaking out because while the college football game did really, really good last year, in fact, it was the best-selling sports game of all time, no one was truly sure if they were going to dive into a basketball game just because college basketball is not nearly as popular as college football. But seeing how good the football game did, it's almost a guarantee that the basketball game will do pretty good as well. Maybe not as good, but it's still going to do good. And so it was rumored a few months ago that both EA and 2K internally were talking about potentially bringing a college basketball game back, but that's really all we had heard. There was nothing too concrete on the situation yet until this morning. Now, I'm really looking forward to this because this is kind of the first time we're going to get true competition between major sports games in many, many years. As you know, when it comes to football, it's just EA. They've got Madden and now college football. There's no other company that makes either. With baseball, it's just MLB The Show. And with basketball, for many years, it's just been NBA 2K. This is really going to be the first time that any of the major American sports have two different companies.
Let me tell you something. If you are watching this video, please give this game an actual chance. Do not treat this game like y'all treated Live 18 and 19. Please, because I want the pressure and the fire to be on 2K. I'm tired of them. They've been getting fat, chilling off people money because they were the only basketball game in town. Now it's competition time, and it's time to see who really liked that and who not. Please give this game a real chance. Please.
He's making a game. We'll have 2K making NBA and we'll have EA making college, which is going to be interesting because we just haven't had that in the sports gaming landscape in quite some time. And both sides are clamoring for it. We would all like multiple companies to make games of the same sport.
Gaming used to be for the people.
That typically is going to give us a better product.
Yeah,
so not only is this going to be good for just basketball fans in general, for college fans, but you know, it could be really good for just 2K fans in general because having another basketball game on the market that's going to be getting popularity could push them to do more things in their game. So I
having
think
them
that's
being
great.
the only ones who
And
own
another
the
thing
license,
that's interesting is that this is going to
made it
be
sweet.
the
Now
first
it's gonna
college
be less
basketball
sweet
game
because
that's
they
going to
have to
have a
compete
lot of
with
things
EA.
for the first time. Because if you remember back in the day, the last time we had college basketball games or just basketball games in general around that time, you know, they still hadn't fully hit their stride like they did throughout the 2010s. Like NCAA basketball 2010 didn't have an online dynasty. College basketball games never had an online dynasty. I don't even think you could create teams in that game. I'm also pretty sure there wasn't a career mode because career modes in basketball games came a bit later than the football games.
Definitely
because
did.
NBA 2K10 was the first time that they started a My Career, which was the same year of NCAA basketball 2010, and they didn't have that in the game. So when this college basketball game comes back, it'll be the first one to have online dynasties, a real career mode, like a Road to Glory basketball version and things like that, which will be really, really fun.
Bro, imagine Road to Glory where you start off like in high school and you get to play in college. Play like maybe like 4 years at a college, or you transfer schools and NIL. Bro, there's so much potential. Please, EA.
Fun. And another tidbit I did want to throw in there, because we had heard that EA was working on this months ago, that they want to bring more open world stuff to their sports games, and they specifically mentioned their soccer game. They mentioned American football. I would think that they're going to also implement this into any college basketball game they're playing, just because that's kind of become a staple in NBA 2K. So if you're bringing back in a way a competing basketball game, even though it's college, I think you're going to probably add that as well, because by 2028, we should have this in games like Madden and college.
2028 is when this is coming out? I thought it was coming out next year. Oh my goodness, bro. Bro, I thought we was getting this next year. We gotta wait 3 years. Man, in 3 years I might be dead, man. Come on, bro. EA. Why announce it then if you like cooking it up, bro? Don't say nothing till it's like about to be here, bro. Y'all killing me. I'm giving it a chance. Give it a chance.
College football, they're gonna, be putting it there for the career mode type stuff. I do think this could be cool for college and college football, because you could have a campus, and the same would be true for a college basketball game. So I do think that's something we can probably also expect to be a part of this, because we already know it's something that they're heavily invested in and working on. Now we're going to continue on with some other important info that we got about this game today, but really quickly I want to shout out today's video sponsor, Underdog. If you like sports and you like winning,
brother, I ain't never had a parlay hits. You ain't get no ads
a free play. Again, sign up using code RAY for that deposit credit and a free play. So now that we have a college basketball game coming back, we got to talk about Matt Brown. If you were around here for the College Football 25 news cycle, then you know who Matt Brown is. He was getting a ton of info over the years leading up to the release of that game, and he brought us a lot of good info along the way that kind of held us over until the game dropped. Well, it looks like he's going to be back in a big way for college basketball, because he's already given us a little bit of info on it. He had said a while back that he heard that they were potentially looking into something.
They got to get all the licensing, a lot of people heard that. We didn't really
know how true that was. Well, this morning he did mention a few things about this game once the announcement broke. One of those things was that it will not be called NCAA basketball, which I think we kind of...
It will be called EA Sports College Basketball. Okay, I mean... obviously, they're not going to call it NCAA because they don't want to get sued like last time. That makes sense. To my daughter, you said they got to get all the licensing and graphics in order. Yeah, I understand that, but bro, like, you could have just did that in silence, and then once the game is really molded and fleshed out, then you can give a little teaser. Man, we gotta wait 3 years, and people gonna forget about this.
Expect that. He said the working title is EA Sports College Basketball, which I would pretty much already say, yes, that's going to be the title. They're going to just do the same thing they did with football. Why rock the boat? Keep the branding similar. And it says the NCAA will participate as a licensing partner, but will not be in the title of the game. So that'll be pretty interesting there. NCAA will still have involvement with the game. Another thing that he broke was that the game is going to include women's basketball programs. So this would be a standalone title with both men and women's college basketball teams and players, which does make sense, because like if you remember, the last time NBA Live was around was Live 18 and 19. They were the first game to include WNBA teams inside their men's basketball game, and then since then 2K has followed suit and they include the WNBA inside of NBA 2K as well. So this kind of makes sense. EA was the first to do something like that, so why wouldn't they do it with college basketball? And honestly, nowadays women's college basketball is really popular. I'm not going to necessarily say it's more popular than the men's. I think when they had Caitlin Clark, you maybe could have made that argument because they were getting a lot of viewers. But women's college basketball has grown in popularity quite a bit, so it makes sense to include them in the game. And when you also factor in that, unlike college football, basketball teams have much smaller rosters, so it doesn't really make sense for them not to include the women because the number of players total, is still something they can work with.
That's true.
Now, it's also been said that this game is not expected to be out until 2028, which again makes sense. That's about the working time that they had to get college football out. It took them about 3.5 years, and remember, they had a jumping off point with the Madden game. I don't really think they have a jumping off point with this unless they can still kind of piggyback maybe a little bit off of what they did with NBA Live 19, but that's so many years ago. I feel like you would maybe want to start completely fresh. Maybe they don't have to go all the way down to ground zero, but it's definitely going to be less of a jumping off point than they had with Madden, for example. So maybe they've already been working on it for just a little bit. Maybe they started a few months ago.
I was about to say that's my hope that they've been working on it.
So we know from dealing with college football the first time around, these things take time. They can't just pop this game out in a year or two, especially if you want it done right. And we saw that, that wound up paying off for College Football 25. We got a pretty good game, but even with all the time they had to work on it, there were still a number of things that weren't there that we still wanted. There were still a number of things that didn't work perfectly. So it's just when you're trying to make a sports game and add a lot of depth and add all that atmosphere and stuff from college, all the little things, it does take a lot of time because there's so many different programs.
Slapping on the floor.
We know that it's going to take time, but we're excited now to have this back. As soon as we get any more news on this, I'm going to make videos on it, but we got to get back into the college football season because for the rest of this week, there's a ton of exclusive videos.
W video from my dog, Eric Mayweather, man. Or Eric Rayweather. I said Mayweather, I don't know. I was just thinking of Floyd. But, man, shout out to the video. I'm excited. I hope that it's everything. I hope that it comes up to the expectations. I know the expectations are high. I hope it just gets close. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting a perfect game. I just want something that's good. Just be good. If it's good, I will play it. I will enjoy it. I will have fun. I will have my time. And hopefully, with it being 3 years out, it will make 2K, like, for the next couple 2Ks, really try to work on improving the game in preparation for when it actually drops. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping for. But, man, let me know if you got any comments about the new EA college basketball game or any other videos you want to see. In the comments or on social media, man. Look at everything, man. YouTube, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace.